Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to set up a painting. We're doing the first part of a tree painting, and we're going to set up the basic shape of the tree. So we're going to think about the trunk of a tree, the branches of a tree, the twigs of a tree, possibly the roots if you'd like to add the roots. But we're not adding the leaves yet. We're setting it up first with the shades of brown. Now you may be getting a watercolor set to add your colors, or I may just today give you some brown colors to work with. But here I go. I have a little water. I have a brush. And you may be getting even a smaller brush to do the finer little twigs with. And maybe a napkin. Now, when you use a brush, you have to be careful with the bristles and always be gentle with the bristles because the bristles will break. They're made of fine little hairs. They used to make them out of horsehair. I think they're plastic now often. But we're always gentle. We don't mash our brush down or hit it hard because you're going to ruin the tip and then you don't get a good painted line or painted shape. All right, our first step is having our paper, getting it ready, wetting our brush, putting a little water. If you're using watercolor set, putting a little bit of water on the colors that you hope to use. And I'm going to use a couple brown colors. I am not making the leaves today. I am just making the basic parts of the tree. I might be making the branches, the trunk of the tree, and I could add some roots, as if we could see into the ground. So firstly, I'd like to put the ground on my paper, and I think I'm going to use like a greenish, brownish color. I'm going to wet the brush, and I'm going to add it to the bottom of my paper. And this is a very light color, so you can't really even see it very well from a distance. I'm setting this up so if I'd like to add the roots, I could put them under here. I'm going to adjust this a little bit so you can see it better. There we go. All right, I'm going to wash my brush in my water, always to keep my brush clean. And now I'm going to go into brown. Now, firstly, I'd like to add a trunk, the basic, largest part of a tree. So it's a rectangular shape that comes down. And I'm just bringing my rectangle down. Now I'm going to have it go overlap on the ground. I'm going back into my brown to add a little more color. And here we go. And you can see the bottom of my tree is really sitting on this earth or grass. You don't have to make it so jagged. You could make it more straight. It's your decision. You're the artist. Now I feel like this trunk is very short, so I'm going to add to it. I would like it to be taller. And here we go. I'm just adding a little more. It's going a little bit higher. There we go. Now, I think it's still a little short, so I'm going to even make it taller. My trunk is a little short. Here we go, a little bit taller. Now, after you built up your trunk, and it can be wider, it can be shorter, it can be taller, they grow in all sorts of shapes and sizes. There really is no wrong way to make a trunk. Some of them are even crooked. Now I'm going to make the branches. So I'm re-dipping into water, cleaning my brush a little bit, adding some brown, And I think I'd like one to go this direction and one branch to go in that direction. Now I don't want them so thin, so I'm going to make them a little bit wider and go all the way up. A little bit thinner at the top, a little bit thicker in the middle. There are 2 branches. And I really even haven't changed my brown. And I think I need to add some more. So I'm going to go into the water, add more of the branch, and I'm going to go out again. Really, no wrong answers for this. Just enjoy yourself making branches and the trunk. And maybe I'll have another branch over here that's quite big. Goes off the page. That's okay. Not everything can be caught on your page. Goes off the page. Here's another branch and another branch. I'm not adding leaves yet. I'm not adding leaves today. We're going to use a different technique, a different style, a different material to add the leaves. And here's my trunk. I'm going to add a little more color in here. And I think I might add one more branch or 2. You decide. Nice and thick. Now, I might be able to give you another brush if time allows for it to add smaller twigs. I'm washing my brush and setting it to the side. With a smaller brush, often you can add smaller little twigs. A twig is a very tiny branch. And I'm going to put a twig here. Oh, look, there's a bug on my paper. How cute. A twig here, a twig here, twig here. It's so fun to make twigs because they really go in every direction. And they're very lively. There's really no wrong way to paint a twig. There's thousands of them on a tree. And here we go. Twigs. They can kind of curve, they can bend down, they can bend up. This almost looks like a winter tree. But this is what it looks like underneath the leaves. And did you know that the top of the tree, with all of those leaves that are connected to your twigs, all that beautiful collection of leaves is called the crown of the tree. A crown, just like a prince or a princess or a king or a queen would wear on top of their head. A crown. And here are all my little twigs. And that will be our first step. Now, I had spoken prior to starting this that if you'd like to add some of the roots underneath the ground, I'm going to have a lighter brown and I'm going to have the roots go down into the earth, because a tree needs all that energy from the earth. It's taking in all the nutrients and all the water it can through its leaves and through its roots. And it's going down, down, down into the earth. And the earth is sending the tree the water it needs to live. They're just like us. They need water and nutrients. There you go. All right, boys and girls, enjoy yourself. It's your turn now.